Over the past few months, this channel has been inactive. There's a lot going on, but I thought this was the best opportunity for me to take a break. I took a break from a 140,000 subscriber channel for almost 4 months, but it is what it is. When I'm not active on YouTube, I'm always active on Instagram. It's much easier for me, much less filter, right? And this is what happened since December. We threw a big surprise party for Simran for her birthday, 4 days before her actual birthday, which definitely surprised her. A few of our friends, Jess and Glenn, helped me put together a party at their place. We had some wine, some pizzas, some games, and definitely had a blast. Her birthday was in December, like late December. After that, Simran left for India, and my sister's Christmas break started. For a few people who do not know or wanted some context, my sister goes to ASU and is about to finish her master's. She came over to the apartment and she's semi allergic to the cats, so it takes her like a few days to get acclimated to the felines. We planned an impromptu trip, a siblings trip to Monument Valley. Now, while growing up, Kratik and I never took any trips together. Of course, we took trips with our parents, right? But as soon as we were adults, we were off to colleges, and that never gave us an opportunity to explore just us two. And it made sense this time to do a sibling trip to celebrate our constant fights and nagging. We decided to go to Monument Valley, and let's look at the map real quick, right? I live here in Tucson, Arizona. She lives in Phoenix, and up in the north is Monument Valley. She has also never had been to Grand Canyon, so this was the perfect time for me to take her to the canyon. The only issue going to these places during Christmas is first really cold weather, icy roads, and of course a lot less places to eat. Now, I booked a sedan through a rental company, and they were kind enough to give me a 4Runner. A 4Runner is an amazing 300 horsepower car, and it's perfect for a terrain like this. Let me show you what the terrain looked like while we were driving throughout Arizona. Arizona is one of the most beautiful places to be in during winters. And when you go up north, it just creates a magical scene out of a movie. Our first stop was Grand Canyon. And this was my third time seeing the Grand Canyon. First time with Simran, second time with Harsh, and third time here. But because of a lot of clouds that day and snowing, we were not able to see. Luckily, it cleared out in 30 minutes and we were able to just get a glimpse of it. Once we got to the Monument Valley, we stayed the night, and during the night drive we were not able to see anything just because it was so dark, and it started getting dark at like 5, right, because it's still cold. The next day we shower, we get ready to go to the valley. The catch on going to the valley on Christmas Day is that you can only take tour guides and you cannot take your own cars. In a way, it was a blessing in disguise to go through all that terrain with someone telling us what's the history behind us. It's just amazing. It was breathtaking. Here are a few of the pictures from the trip. It's really quiet in the valley, and there are some imprints from really early human life. Bus. We were lucky that our tour guide played a flute in this like amphitheater, in this natural amphitheater, and it was just magical experience, uh, right out of a movie. After the 4 hour long trip, we came back to the base, ate the food we have, and our next stop was Antelope Canyon and Horseshoe Bend. Here are some pictures of the canyon. Our guide was kind enough to let us take pictures and let us take videos because it's actually not allowed. But the guide said it's okay, so we were able to get some of them. After stopping at Flagstaff, our next stop was Tucson. It was snowing in Flagstaff, so my sister definitely got really excited to see snow. She has seen snow, but this was her first time to see snow falling. After all this fun trip and even full Christmas break, I was back at work and Pratika went back to ASU. This was also the time when one of our friends was getting married, so before Pratika leaving, we went to their small house wedding, and that was amazing. First American wedding. The last time I went to India was just before COVID. I was back in the US on March 10th, 2020, and I think 24 March is when there was a nationwide lockdown. I was not able to meet my parents for 2 years, not able to meet my grandparents for 2 years. And, just my sister came to the US, and that's why I was able to meet her in August 2021. And this was just not because of COVID, there was like H1B restrictions as well. I'll tell you more about my H1B restrictions and the case in a different video. But to sum it up, I had a H1B visa with previous company, and now that I switched company in May last year, I had to go through the whole H1 transfer process. Regardless of that, if I had to leave the country, I had to get a stamp. See, my current visa stamp in the passport was F1. If I had to go out of the country, I had to get a H1 stamp. And if you know anything about US consulate, is that they are very difficult to deal with. Uh, Regardless, like all of this, I was like, I got a interview date of March 9th. I'm gonna go. This is the time. I left in for India in Jan 15th in the hope that I'll make it in the country on Jan 16th. Super excited, of course. I was excited because American Airlines also gave me an upgrade. That was nice on my first flight. My route was Phoenix, Atlanta, New York City, and Delhi. The problem? Too many damn connections. I was super happy sitting and eating gourmet meals in the first flight. Little did I know that this trip is going to be a nightmare. I got to Atlanta only to realize that my flight, my next flight is delayed. And every 30 minutes they kept delaying it even more. Soon I realized that I'm going to miss my flight, first flight to Delhi, and I'll have to catch the next flight. I get to JFK midnight, like 11:30 p.m. at night. They wouldn't let me take my luggage because they said that it's going to be transferred directly, and they didn't even give me a hotel voucher. They asked me to book my hotel myself, and then I had to go to the hotel with one of my luggage and a hoodie. Fucking nightmare. It was minus 10 degrees that time. So after missing my first flight, I come back to the airport the next day, only to realize that flight is also getting delayed. That flight was delayed due to crew shortage, and that flight got delayed more than 12 hours. So I had to go back to another hotel 30 minutes outside the city in the cold, and then come back in the morning. I come back in the morning and take the flight, get to India, get to my hometown. This was the most adventurous trip, and I'm gonna make a whole video on like what things I did, like with my insurance, credit card insurance, trip delay, and everything. And I will talk to you in the next video. This is a three-part video. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and until then, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.